Good morning, everyone. I wanted to go over your lesson 20/unit 5 vocabulary for this week that is due tomorrow by 5 and talk about your last set of novel assignments that you'll turn in on Friday for this week, or by Friday rather. So for lesson 20 vocabulary on the front side, all right, it has a box at the top, a grayed out box. And the purpose of the box is to kind of demonstrate what we already know, how there are words that have multiple definitions. And just like your words that you do for your novel vocabulary, and sometimes we have to figure out which definition is the one that they meant in the book. It's similar to what they want you to do for this first exercise. So, for example, numbers 1 and 2, the word they want you to look up is console. And for 3 and 4, the word they want to look up is palette. All right, so once you look it up in the dictionary, for example, for number 1, you'll look up the definition of console. You'll read through the different definitions, and whichever one of those definitions makes the most sense in that sentence, that says, not even a new stuffed animal could console Demita, who had dropped her stuffed seal out of the car window. You look for the definition that makes sense for the word console in that context, and you write that definition down, whatever word you looked up, either on Google or dictionary.com or in a dictionary. And then for a sentence, you write your own sentence using the word console again based on that definition that fits. Okay? Got it? I hope. Let me know if you have questions. Okay? So for 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to look those words up. For 1 and 2, console. 3 and 4, palette. Write down the correct definition that fits how it's being used in those sentences, and then write your own sentence using that word and the way it was used. Got it? I hope. But seriously, if you have questions, please let me know. Okay? So that's the front side. And then on the back, it's multiple choice. This is your review for Unit 5, which is comprised of lessons 17, 18, and 19. So you'll go back through your definitions for lessons 17 through 19, and you'll choose the right definition that matches each of the words for the 10 exercises on the back. Okay? So I think the back side, you got it. All right? Again, let me know if you have any questions. All right, so that's vocabulary, and we know it's due tomorrow by 5 o'clock. So that's vocabulary. Then for our novel assignments, even though we've been doing them before, this past week was the first time you've turned them in on either Remind or via email. And so first of all, kudos to everybody who's turning in the work. You're doing the work, completing it, submitting it on time. Bomb. I love it. Keep it up. Just a few pointers to make this week a little smoother as we turn in our last set of novel assignments for our books. All right, real quick. For vocabulary, when you turn it in for the novel, okay? Make sure your words are numbered. It's something that's really small, but it is definitely much more helpful for me grading it if you actually number your words. So please make sure your words are numbered. Also, some people are not putting the context at all. You have to put the sentence that the word was used in from the book. That's part of your grade. That's 3 points for each term. You must put the context. Also, remember I shared that if you don't put the page number where the word was used in the book, then it doesn't count at all. I need to make sure that the word that you have chosen, it actually is a part of that quarter of the book. And I need to be able to see that it was used correctly in context. So you must put your page numbers. And again, just like your lesson 20 vocabulary. All right, you have to make sure that you're choosing the right definition and part of speech based on how the word is used in the book, okay? So, for example, if somebody says, oh, Meredith scoffed at John, then scoffed is being used as a verb. It's an action word. So you have to make sure you look for that verb definition and make sure you put verb as a part of speech. So even though scoff can be a noun, in that sentence, if it's Meredith scoffed John, then scoffed has to be used as a verb, okay? Because it's an action word in the sentence. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And then our spelling, as usual, make sure we're spelling our words correctly, okay? So that's for vocabulary. For our entries, still make sure that they are being formatted correctly, where you have the 2 columns, so you still do that. That's possible to be done if you handwrite it or if you type it, okay? Also, our citations, we've gone over this quite a few times, and some of us are still slipping up on this one, but make sure for your journal entries, when you put the quote on the left side, at the end of that quote, in parentheses should be the author's last name, space, page number. The punctuation goes on the outside of the parentheses. But we've gone over it. It's in your packets. The format is in your packet, so you have it. It's on the website from when we first gave out novels. So please look back at that if you're still struggling with the format for your citations. Also, some of us are forgetting that our entries have to be spaced out across our reading. So if you have a book and it's 80 pages, for example, say your last quarter is 80 pages, you shouldn't have quotes that are 10 pages apart. The minimum that I shared is 20, at least 20 pages apart. If you're reading The Hate U Give, there should even be more than that, but at least 20 pages apart, okay? Or else you'll lose points because it's not spread evenly across your reading, okay? At least 20 pages apart from each entry. And one last thing. Some of you, again, are doing a great job with this, but please make sure you're putting your name on your work, your class period, and the name of your book, okay? That's extremely important. If you're sending your work on Remind, honestly, putting your class period is not that big of a deal because it already shows me what class period you are in on Remind, which makes it easier. But yes, please make sure you're doing those things. Oh, and one more thing. This is not a requirement because first of all, I appreciate you just sending the work in. Thank you. And you should be proud of yourself because that's great that you're doing this on your own. But it would be easier and smoother if you're sending all of your documents at once. Okay, so yes, if you can get everything into one document, that would be ideal. So some people have emailed their pictures, right? And then they'll add all of their pictures as attachments in one email. And you can do the same thing for Remind, but I think Remind may have some restrictions when it comes to how much you can send in one message. But I have seen some students do it where they put all their pictures all at once, which is perfect. But again, if you don't know how to do that, that stresses you out and you just need to send them separately, I'm cool with that too, because I'm gonna grade it because you turned it in on time. Yes, but I hope everybody's doing okay. Again, any questions on the work, please let me know. Sorry this video was really long, but I wanted to make sure I got all that out. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.